Hi, this is Chris Mazzara, certified holistic nutritionist and author of Food Love, and welcome to the video where I'm going to be shooting it from where I work. And what I want to share with you today is how can you have a 9 to 5 job and be a good parent and be a good spouse and brother, sister, son, whatever it is, and still lose weight. Here we go. So what I've found in my 50 short years on this planet is that anything I plan tends to work out well. If I invest some time into my finances will do better. If I invest some time and plan with work, with food, with relationships, with kids, these areas tend to work out better. And being extremely busy in your life can actually be your biggest asset because it forces you to plan. So if you haven't picked up a copy of Food Love yet, it's like 10 bucks. Just go grab it on Amazon super quick. And when you get the book, there's a link where you can get the audiobook for free so you can listen to the audiobook while you're reading it or listen to the audiobook in your car when you're driving to work. And basically what I explain is that you have to set up your day from the morning where you start with a really nutrient dense, super yummy breakfast. You plan what your mid-morning snack is going to be, your lunch, your mid-afternoon snack, dinner, dessert, and before bed snack. And the first thing that happens when you have all of these things planned out is that sometimes you don't even need them. But it's those unplanned meals, the Snickers bar here and there, the 600-calorie caffeinated milkshakes, sometimes twice in a day, that adds all these additional unneeded calories because these are actually meal times that we should have planned for, but because of stress at work or whatever it is, we haven't planned, and then we'll go out and get these things. And that's why people have so much trouble losing weight. If you're tired of diets that force you to give up your favorite foods in order to lose weight, only to put all that weight back on once you quit that diet, then I invite you to try my completely free online program that will help you lose your first 10 to 15 pounds without giving up the foods that you love. So head on over to foodloveonline.com and get started with us today. No credit card is needed. This is a completely free online program. Even if you're incredibly busy or incredibly lazy and nothing else has worked for you in the past, this can work for you. In 3 short videos, I will take you by the hand and get you on the road to losing weight, and most importantly, happily keeping it off forever. So head over to foodloveonline.com and I'll see you over there. They might be going to the gym and getting on the treadmill every single day, and they have no idea why they're not losing weight. It's all these little times during the day that they're eating this little thing here, this little thing there. And spoiler alert, those caffeinated milkshakes that we like at Starbucks, they're like 600 calories each. It's the same as if you're having a Big Mac. Now, I love those things, and I'm gonna have them once in a while, but also if I'm in the process of losing weight, maybe I'll just have an iced coffee or something like that that has far less calories. And what you'll find is that when you plan out things during the day, you're not going to be hungry for these things as much. So specifically talking about work, this is how I have things set up. There's the food that I have in my house before I leave. Now, I've had a variety of jobs over the years, and sometimes I'll eat something before leaving because that's more convenient. Sometimes I won't have anything at all until I arrive at work, whether I'm commuting on mass transit or I'm in a situation where maybe accessing a bathroom or something isn't so easy, then I won't kind of jumpstart my metabolism and everything in my body, and I'll wait and I'll have something once I get to work. All these are different considerations that you have to factor in, and you have to figure it out based on your travel and the things that you have to do at home before leaving. Some people are up for an hour or two before they depart for work. They get their kids going and off to school. And so maybe it is easier to eat at home before heading out to work. But all of those things are unique to your specific life circumstances. So I can't tell you definitely eat first thing or wait a couple of hours. A lot of these things are strategic, and we're not necessarily eating when we're hungry. We're eating when we have to eat in the morning, and that's perfectly fine. So the next meal I'm always prepared with, and I always bring it with me, is my mid-morning snack. Now, I've been doing this for many years, so I usually just bring an apple. That's like my go-to mid-morning snack. It's something something easy. I'll have a smoothie in the morning and I'll have an apple right after that, and it keeps me feeling good. In a lot of my other YouTube videos, I talk about feeding your cells and how important it is to feed your cells because it helps to cut your cravings the rest of the day, especially when you're eating something super yummy in the morning that also feeds you on a nutrient level, especially when you're eating something super yummy in the morning that has tons of nutrients. So our cells are getting what they need so we don't feel hungry all day long. Having an apple right after that gives me something sweet. It puts something extra in my stomach before I get to lunchtime, and it also extends that feel-good feeling. I feel full, I feel satisfied from a sense pleasure standpoint because what I have in the morning is super yummy. I'm naturally energized because my cells have been fed, and so having an apple or something simple like that kind of continues that feeling for me. But you can find something that works for you, and especially if you're transitioning from eating something that isn't so healthy in the morning, then having an apple at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning might not be the most appetizing thing in the beginning. And that's fine. And these are all the different things that I go over in the Food Love book. So you set yourself up in the morning. That depends on what you have to do for work and when you have to leave. And then you set yourself up with a mid-morning snack. Don't just wing it. Don't just have some days be like, oh, it's 10 o'clock and it's not lunchtime yet, but I'm hungry. And you end up going to the candy bar machine. So many of these protein bars are filled with so much junk. They're like glorified candy bars in disguise. So you don't want to leave that up to chance. Bring something with you that is going to be super yummy, but maybe is a little bit on the healthier side and actually gives you something. With all amazing things, there's always a VIP pass, like flying first class or getting those cut the line passes at an amusement park or gaining backstage access at a rock concert. So I wanted to offer you Food Love's VIP experience. We have two options that allow you to get your answers directly from me so I can hold your hand every step of the way and virtually guarantee your weight loss success. One option offers weekly support through a Q&A call, while the other option offers you direct access to me for a full 6 months through my WhatsApp number. Both options can help you shortcut your weight loss transformation tremendously. You can choose the one that makes the most sense for you by heading over to foodlovevip.com. Once again, that's foodlovevip.com. Back to the show. And then you set yourself up for lunch. So in the city, I'm not going to bring a salad and a concentrate with me. I have my go-to places where I know where I can get an inexpensive salad with some sort of concentrate on top, anywhere between 10 and 12 bucks for lunch. That's great. Now, if I'm working at home, obviously I'm just going to make my food at home, and that's fantastic. And if I worked closer to where I lived, I might even consider bringing my own food. For many years in the city, I would bring a salad with no dressing on it. Then I would just buy some sort of concentrate and put that on top. That can also work extremely well for you. I found an inexpensive place that works for me close to where I work, and I like getting out of the office for a little bit, so that works great for me. And the next super important area is the afternoons. The afternoon snack is where people probably take on the most unneeded calories of their entire day. They just feel like having something. 3, 4 o'clock, the day's about to end. The food is kind of worn off in its fullness effect from lunchtime, or sometimes our jobs are stressful, whether we're teachers or we work in real estate or work in corporate or whatever we do. Sometimes in the mid to late afternoon, we just need something because the day's been emotionally and psychologically exhausting. So setting yourself up and having something ready for that time of day is important, because you're going to find yourself at a 7-Eleven or Starbucks and having 500, 600, sometimes 1,000 calories before you even have dinner, when you didn't need that. You just needed some sort of release. You needed to be able to treat yourself and to feel treated in the afternoon, just to have a little something before dinner time. And so it's okay to take some time and figure out what that is, but you definitely have to designate that time as a meal time. Most of us eat throughout the day, even if we are told, well, it's better just to have 3 meals and that's it. And the less we eat, the better it is for our metabolism, because we don't stay hungry all day long. Yeah, but guess what? Your hunger is mostly governed by your emotional and psychological bodies. So if you're mentally and psychologically not okay, that's going to make you hungry. If you're emotionally not okay for any reason, or if there's any sort of turmoil or stress in your life, that's gonna make you hungry. And also when we're happy, if there's something to celebrate at work, or you got good news that your kid just got a bunch of A's or is really happy because something happened with sports, or whatever the deal is, those things bring on hunger. So you can't have someone tell you, well, it's ideal that you only eat a certain amount of times per day. That's not life. Most of us are triggered to eat through emotional and psychological events. And if we have things available to us that are super yummy but don't have a lot of calories and can actually feed our bodies and feed ourselves, then it's okay. Trigger me emotionally. I've got a lot of things I can choose from. And then we have our dinner, our dessert, and our before bed snack. So usually at dinner time, it's gonna be some sort of concentrate on top of a salad. I try to integrate whatever I'm having with the people that I'm eating with, so we're kind of eating more or less the same thing. I have a ton of desserts that aren't 1,000-calorie Ben & Jerry pints of ice cream, which I will have once in a while. And often because I know that my dessert is available, I'm not going to necessarily have it, because something magical happens when you know that you have things available to you. Then for some reason there's a comfort that comes with that, and you don't feel this need or this stress to eat because you don't have something. So after all these years of doing this, I've found that the more planning you do, the more secure you feel inside, and the more secure you feel, that stabilizes your emotional and your psychological bodies. And what happens is you're not going to be as hungry. So plan all your different meals throughout the day, whether you're heading to the office or you're heading out to watch your kids' game and you know there's going to be a stand where they're going to sell hot dogs and these different things. I'll always eat before these events because, I mean, I don't mind eating something once in a while, but if I don't need it, let me be smart about it. Let me have something that is yummy that's gonna fill my body, so when I go to these events, I'm not like, oh my God, I forgot to eat and I need the hot dog and the hamburger and the French fries and this, and then I get home, I'm like, oh God, why did I do that? Planning in the area of food will give you so much, and so the busier you are, actually the easier the whole thing is. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.